everybody. Welcome to another episode of Shooting the with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic is a continuation of my video I did on whether I think Ruger will either discontinue or modify their RXM Glock clone now that they're being sued by, I believe it's Everytown for gun safety. They're being sued because they are saying that the gun is obviously too dangerous to be out on the market. Glock changed all theirs because of how easily they were to modify to full auto, and now Ruger needs to do the same. That's basically what the lawsuit is about. And I want to know what you all think. Should Ruger say ain't worth the trouble and discontinue that gun? It's not a big seller for them. It hasn't really got caught on all that much yet. Or should they modify it in similar ways that Glock modified theirs to where it no longer is easily convertible with a Glock switch? Or should they just keep making it the way it is right now for one reason or another? I want to know what you think. Like I said, if you watched my video, you know what I think. I've already told you. In fact, I'll link that video in the upper corner of this one if you want to go over and watch that and get my opinion. But tonight we're going to talk about the viewer's opinion. And before we do, I want to remind everyone that we are running Toy Guns for Tots 2025 right now. So if you haven't donated yet, please go over and donate. I'll put a link in the upper corner here. You just go to my website. In fact, I might be able to show it here. Hold on, share screen, Winder. Where did it go? I know I had the web. There it is right there. If you go over to TYMP you'll see right there at the top that there's a blurb about Toy Guns for Tots and pictures from previous years. And there's a way there you can donate. You can donate any amount, but if you donate 20, you get an entry into the big drawing. There's going to be several prizes given. I think the main prize this year is going to be a Henry lever action rifle. And it's going to come with a second stock with the custom Toy Guns for Tots logo engraved and painted on it. So get your entries into winning that if you would like. And it's an extra stock. You can take the one off that's engraved and put the regular one on it if you want. So feel free to go over there and donate and get entered. Or you can go down right here to the next thing on the page, click on that, go to my Shopify page, and there's a Toy Guns for Tots store. Everything you buy there gets you an entry into the drawing. Plus, you get a shirt or a hat or something at cost. It's actually lower than cost. By the time your donation goes to Toy Guns for Tots, because I donate $20 for every item you buy, then you're getting the item for way below cost. So go over and do that. There's even things over there you can buy as gifts, like the ornament that on the back side of it says, a donation has been made in your honor or your behalf to Toy Guns for Tots 2025. There's also a mug that says the same thing right here. Those are things you can buy and give to other people. It's kind of like one of those, I planted a tree in your name kind of a thing, except you gave a kid who wants a toy gun for Christmas a happy holiday, a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. So go on over there, participate. While you're over there, you can also just buy regular merch and support the channel, or you can become a patron of the channel or a subscribe star member of the channel over there on TYMPpistolproject.com. All you got to do is go down a little further here and you'll see where you can become a TYMP supporter. Support us on Patreon, apply to be a beneficiary of TYMPPP, or nominate a veteran for Handguns for Heroes, which I'm hoping we're getting pretty close to getting right off the ground here. So feel free to do any of that stuff. Now that we've said that, let's get over to the actual topic here. Back to the topic. First person weighing in here is John and Mandrick, and he says, I think they need to decide what fighting the lawsuit will cost them and make a smart business decision. I think that should be part of it. Probably like, how much does it cost to fight this? Do we stand to win anything if we do win it? And what do we stand to make if we keep making the gun? Is it not making it? Are they making enough profits off of it to make it worth it? But I think on principle, they should keep making it. And I think they do stand to gain from that. And like I explained that in my video, how I think they could gain quite a bit by continuing making it the way it is. And I don't think there's any chance they're going to lose the lawsuit. Period. I mean, look at how many Glocks are out there on the market. I don't think they're at any risk of that. Sean Bain says, I think it's what he meant. I think Ruger will cave in and discontinue the RXM. They have a history of fuddery. Well, Bill Ruger ain't alive anymore. And a lot of people misrepresent the whole Bill Ruger thing. They act like he, didn't think anyone should have guns, so they made it. He went along with the Clintons and blah blah blah. No, he actually saved a lot of guns or not the Clintons. You know who I'm talking about. They thought he caved to the government because he agreed with them. they were on the verge of banning most every gun, most every handgun. They were wanting to make them anything that had above 10 rounds and all this other stuff. They wanted to make it illegal. And he convinced them, hey, just limit the capacity, change the magazines, etc. And because of that, a lot of guns just didn't get discontinued entirely. So he actually stepped in and saved a lot of guns. But like I said, they do kind of have a history of, and if it doesn't make sense financially, if they don't sell a lot of them, why fight it? Motor Acer Chris says, could get Ruger to fight the NFA. That'd be cool. Well, they wouldn't be able to do it on this. I don't think this would give them any standing on the NFA, but it'd be nice if they did. Maybe if they wanted to make a fully automatic rifle or something. I don't know. Well, I guess they could do it because if they tried to say that it should be legal to make the guns fully automatic, they could fight the NFA. But in this case right now, it's just about making it's not about whether it's legal to make it fully automatic, because that is illegal. It's about that trigger system being able to be made fully automatic. Now they could, I guess, in your mind there, say that we should have the right to have fully automatic guns. So let's fight the NFA. That would be awesome. Leave it. The XM is not as prolific as Glock, said Mr. Furley. That's true. There's not many of them out there, so it's not like they're flooding the market. Glock had no choice but to change, or else lose big chunks of their market. Ruger has nothing really to lose, as far as I'm concerned, unless they're afraid they'll lose this lawsuit, which I don't think they will. And they have a lot to gain, I think. A nominal snowman says, don't like Glock caving, sets a precedent. ATF has already ruled 8 hours in a machine shop makes a gun readily convertible in some court cases. Yes, and like I said, I think the merits of this case was, just the fact that it was anybody could do it in like a minute. It took you not even a minute, however long it takes to change a backplate, and you've made a fully automatic firearm. So the relative ease is one of the things, and I really don't think Glock caved. I think they got ahead of the anti-gunners because they could have been put out of business by these laws before they even had a chance to fight back. And I think they went, we took the steam out of your little bullshit. Felice Shanice, and yes, they have done rulings like, oh, look, after 8 hours of us being in a shop with it and with welders and grinders and everything else, we made this gun fully automatic. Well, anybody can do that with pretty much any gun. Like I've said in the past, it's not hard to make a fully automatic gun. It's hard to make a semi-automatic gun. Felice Shanice chimed in here and says, being a simple person, how would Newtown have standing to bring a lawsuit against Ruger? Also, thought companies could not be sued for illegal actions its customers do with the product. They can't be. Chances this lawsuit's successful is very slim. Chance this lawsuit gets thrown out before it ever actually does anything serious, very high. Newtown is likely to be found to not have standing. They're likely to be found that Ruger's protected by the blah, 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 which is why California had to pass the law they passed, because they couldn't get the gun made illegal simply because it was easy to convert. So they went after that cruciform trigger bar system. So that's why they did that. So chances of this lawsuit failing is extremely high. Chances of it doing anything substantial to Ruger, very low, except charge them, cause them money, pay money to defend it in court. But I think it'd be worth it to do it. And I think that they should be able to. What I don't like is when you get nuisance lawsuits like this and then you don't get restitution from the people who filed it. I think that should be part of it. If someone can be found to have come at you with malice and intent to damage instead of actually in favor of public safety, which is the only way I can think they could have this lawsuit, I think they should be found liable. I mean, I know there's lots of reasons why that isn't, but I think there should be cases where it is. Let's see here. Paul B said, hail Phil, do not cave, criminals be damned. Well, I don't think there's actually a real problem of anybody committing crimes with these guns. I mean, it's I don't think they're not very good for crimes. Have you seen someone shoot one of them? I wouldn't want to try to do anything specific with it. And then there's Avo, and I got to get that one later because he's not covering the, oh shit, I just deleted his chat. I have to find it again here in a minute. I didn't delete it. I just took it off the list. Let's get back down to the list here. Edgar Cortez says, I don't know enough about the cost of changing the guns versus the cost of litigation to tender an opinion. Well, you could. I mean, since when does not knowing something stopped anybody here from giving an opinion? Like I said, I got people sending me emails about how Trump is trying to stop the courts from telling politicians what they can do. They obviously don't know the point of the courts. Andrew Avila chimed in and said, I think that since Ruger got into the clone game so late, they could discontinue the RXM and not be hurt too bad. However, being a control module may be just different enough to win a countersuit. Well, I don't think the suit against them has any chance of winning. But if the gun is still modifiable in the same way the Glock Gen 3s are, which it is, from what I hear, I think that would be the point. But I don't know if they can form a counter, if they can actually even file a countersuit in these cases. There's a lot of protection, to where, and these protections are in place so that if I sue, like say ExxonMobil, comes out and drills on my property without permission, destroys my property, and then just wheels away, and I sue them, and somehow they use their multi-billion-dollar legal team to make me lose somehow, they shouldn't be able to go after me and take back all my property, take my property from me, because stuff like that used to happen. So there's protections against people being able to sue without retaliation, but I think groups like Everytown abuse that, and you get slapped when it gets found that you file a certain number of lawsuits that are just nuisance suits to try to bankrupt people. You should definitely be going to jail. So everybody who's involved with the filing of the suit, from the lawyer on down, should go to jail. Edgar Cortez also chimed in and says, Yank, can you show the Canadian belt knife? It's just it's a small knife, and I guess it's a thing. I never had heard of it. It's got a uniquely shaped blade there. It's the Canadian belt knife. So it's kind of cool, but I didn't know there was such thing as a Canadian belt knife. Did I not? I don't want to cut myself. Am I putting this back in right? Yes, okay, there we go. That was not part of the chat. I should not have read that, but I did. We got one more person weighing in here, and it is Mikey D. And Mikey D said, Ruger must change or discontinue. They were notified of a problem, same as Glock. Changed can't be gone after Ruger discontinues and loses their dud. I don't think so. I don't think there was never, ever. That's a misconception. There's never been a case that says the Glocks are too dangerous. They can't be on the market. They were not successful in doing that. That was, nope, can't hold the company responsible for someone modifying their guns. Just like you can't be held responsible, like Ford can't be held responsible if I go out and throw a supercharger on my car and do all this other stuff, and I don't do the stuff I need to make it safe for that, and I go out and I lose control and kill someone. You can't sue Ford. I'm the one that modified the car to where it wasn't safe. So that had never happened. So the reason they had to change their guns is because big states like California were saying you can't sell here because of the way your gun's made. They passed specific laws for their state, and there were other states looking to do it also. Everytown was shopping this law to lots of different states. So they saw the writing on the wall of, like, even if we win in the long run by overturning these laws, saying they're unconstitutional, we will have lost sales in all these states for a very long period of time, and we could go bankrupt. So they aren't really, there's no precedent of the design itself being a liability. It's just Glock got ahead of the game. But that was it for today. I want to thank everybody for weighing in. Like I said, if you want to know what my opinion is, go on over, watch my video from yesterday. Other than that, what do you think out there in YouTube land? Let me know in the comment section of this video. Should they change it? Should they discontinue it? What do you think? Is it worth the fight, or would you rather see them go ahead? And do you think they got some stuff to win from continuing. Like I said, let me know in the comment section. And I want to thank everybody who showed up today and everybody who asked, responded, etc. I appreciate it. And if any of you out there go support Toy Guns for Tots or anything, I appreciate that too. Remember, we got it going on. Go over my website. With that, I'll say that's it for today. We'll be doing shooting the shit here in a minute, hopefully. So stick around. But for now, I want to say thanks everybody for coming. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. Please hit that like button and share this video on whatever social media you have. Since this is a restricted channel, you're the only chance we have to overcome YouTube's anti-2A bias and discrimination.